At 75, I thought my children would naturally respect me simply because I'm their parent. After all, I raised them, sacrificed for them, and gave them the best life I could. But over time, I started noticing something that broke my heart. They didn't seem to respect me anymore. Their tone was dismissive, their actions inconsiderate, and their priorities. Well, let's just say family wasn't always at the top of the list. It's a painful truth many seniors face, but rarely talk about. Feeling disrespected by your own children. Maybe it's an offhand comment that stings more than you let on. Or perhaps it's bigger things, like being ignored during family gatherings or having your boundaries crossed without apology. Whatever form it takes, one thing is clear. When respect fades, it leaves behind frustration, sadness, and even anger. But here's what I've learned, and what I want to share with you today. Respect isn't automatic. It's earned, even within families. And if you feel like your children don't respect you anymore, the good news is that you can change that dynamic. You have more power than you think. In this video, I'll share 5 powerful ways to regain your children's respect. Not through guilt trips, arguments, or manipulation, but through strategies that empower you and strengthen your relationship with them. These aren't quick fixes. They're thoughtful approaches designed to rebuild trust, foster mutual understanding, and remind your children why you deserve their admiration. Before we dive in, I want to ask you this. Have you ever felt disrespected by your kids? Was it something small, like interrupting you while you spoke, or something bigger, like disregarding your advice completely? If so, you're not alone. Many older adults struggle with this issue, and it's okay to admit it. In fact, acknowledging the problem is the first step toward solving it. If you're new here, welcome to Golden Years Wisdom, where we tackle real-life challenges faced by seniors and provide practical solutions to help you live with dignity, purpose, and stronger relationships. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss future videos filled with wisdom and guidance tailored specifically for you. Now, let's get started. Over the next few minutes, I'll walk you through each of these 5 strategies. Some might challenge the way you've been handling things up until now, but trust me, they work. By the end of this video, you'll have actionable steps to take back control of how you're treated and earn the respect you deserve from your children. So grab a cup of tea, sit back, and let's dive into the first strategy. The first step to regaining your children's respect is setting clear boundaries and sticking to them. Many seniors feel like they have to say yes to everything their children ask because they don't want to cause conflict or seem difficult. But constantly giving in only teaches others that your needs and limits don't matter. For example, imagine your adult child repeatedly borrows money without repaying it or shows up unannounced at inconvenient times. Each time you let these behaviors slide, you're silently telling them it's okay to take advantage of you. Setting boundaries doesn't mean being harsh. It means calmly communicating what you will and won't accept. Here's how to do it effectively. Be specific about your expectations. For instance, if unexpected visits are a problem, tell them, "I need 24 hours notice before visits." Being clear removes ambiguity and sets the tone for mutual respect. Stay calm but firm. When enforcing your boundaries, remain composed. You don't need to raise your voice. Just state your position confidently. Follow through consistently. If you don't enforce your rules, they won't take them seriously. For example, if you've asked for advance notice and they show up unannounced, politely remind them of your request and stick to it. Remember, saying no isn't selfish, it's self-respect. And when your children see that you value yourself, they'll begin to value you too. If you're struggling with this, start small. Pick one area where you feel disrespected and set a boundary around it. Over time, you'll notice a shift, not just in their behavior, but also in how you feel about yourself. The second step to regaining your children's respect is one many seniors overlook: leading by example. Respect isn't just about demanding it, it's about demonstrating it through your own actions. This might sound counterintuitive, but the way you treat others, your children, friends, or even strangers, sets the tone for how they treat you in return. Let me share a story that illustrates this powerfully. A few years ago, I met a woman named Eleanor, a 76-year-old grandmother, who felt increasingly disrespected by her adult children. They'd interrupt her mid-sentence, dismiss her opinions, and even mock her old-fashioned ways. Hurt and frustrated, Eleanor initially responded by lecturing them about respect, which only led to more arguments. Then, she tried a different approach. Instead of focusing on what they were doing wrong, Eleanor began modeling the behavior she wanted to see. She started listening more, really listening, when her children spoke, even if she disagreed. She apologized when she made mistakes, like forgetting a grandchild's soccer game or misplacing a family heirloom. She even began respecting their boundaries, like not dropping by unannounced or refraining from criticizing their parenting choices. Over time, something shifted. Her children began mirroring her behavior. They started asking her opinion on big decisions, calling her before making plans, and even apologizing when they were late to family gatherings. Eleanor realized that respect is a two-way street, and by showing it first, she'd unknowingly inspired them to follow suit. This isn't just anecdotal. Science backs it up. A study from the University of California found that children are more likely to respect parents who model respectful behavior themselves. When you show kindness, patience, and humility, you create a blueprint for how others should treat you. But here's the hard truth. Many seniors unintentionally teach their children to disrespect them. For example, if you constantly criticize your child's spouse, lifestyle, or choices, you're modeling judgmental behavior. If you dismiss their opinions because they're too young to understand, you're teaching them to dismiss yours. Here's how to lead by example, effectively. Practice active listening. When your child speaks, put down distractions and truly engage. Ask questions like, "How did that make you feel?" Or, "What do you think is the best solution?" This shows you value their thoughts, respect their boundaries. If your child asks for space or time alone, honor it. Don't guilt-trip them or insist they should spend more time with you. Respecting their needs teaches them to respect yours. Admit when you're wrong. None of us are perfect. If you make a mistake, like forgetting a birthday or saying something hurtful, apologize sincerely. This builds trust and shows humility. Avoid being overly critical. It's easy to fall into the trap of parenting your adult children the same way you did when they were young. But constant criticism, e.g., nitpicking their home, their parenting, or their decisions, erodes respect. Focus on encouragement instead. Treat others with kindness. Your children watch how you interact with waitstaff, neighbors, or even strangers. When you're patient and compassionate, they're reminded of the values you've always stood for. Leading by example isn't about being passive. It's about taking proactive steps to rebuild trust and mutual admiration. It's about showing your children that respect isn't a relic of the past, but a living, breathing practice that benefits everyone. If you've ever struggled with this, you're not alone. Many seniors feel stuck in old patterns of communication. The good news? It's never too late to change. Start small. listen more, judge less, and lead with kindness. If this resonates with you, leave a comment below sharing how you've tried to model respect in your own relationships. What worked? What didn't? Your stories could help others facing similar challenges, and if you're finding this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Golden Years Wisdom and hit the bell icon. Your support helps us continue creating content that empowers seniors to live with dignity and stronger family bonds. Let's keep growing together. Stay tuned for the next strategy. The third step to regaining your children's respect is one of the hardest but most transformative. Stop seeking validation from them. Many seniors unintentionally tie their self-worth to their children's approval, whether it's hoping they'll call more often, agree with your opinions, or include you in their lives the way you want. But when you rely on others to make you feel valued, you're handing them power over your happiness, and that can lead to resentment, disappointment, and even disrespect. Let me share a story that highlights why this matters. A few years ago, I met a woman named Helen, a 78-year-old grandmother who felt increasingly invisible in her own family. Her children rarely consulted her on big decisions, dismissed her advice, and even joked about her old-fashioned views. Hurt and confused, Helen began bending over backward to please them, cooking their favorite meals, giving unsolicited advice, and even loaning money she couldn't afford to spare. She thought if she did enough, they'd finally respect her. Instead, they started taking her for granted. One day, Helen had an epiphany. She realized she was trying to earn respect by being useful or agreeable, but this only made her seem desperate. So she stopped. She started prioritizing her own hobbies, painting, gardening, and volunteering, and stopped obsessing over whether her kids liked her choices. To her surprise, her children began seeking her out more often. They admired her newfound confidence and started asking for her input on their own lives. Here's why this works. When you stop chasing approval, you signal that you're secure in yourself. You're no longer a needy parent, but a respected elder with wisdom to share. Here's how to build confidence and stop seeking validation. Invest in yourself. Rediscover passions you've neglected. Take up a hobby, join a club, or learn something new. When you're fulfilled, you're less likely to crave external validation. Let go of guilt. You're not responsible for your children's happiness. It's okay to say no, set boundaries, or prioritize your needs. Avoid over-apologizing. Constantly saying sorry for minor things, e.g., sorry I'm not tech-savvy, sorry I can't help as much as I used to, undermines your self-worth. Speak with confidence, not apology. Celebrate your accomplishments. Whether it's a well-tended garden, a handwritten letter, or a perfectly baked pie, take pride in what you do. Share these wins with your family. They'll start seeing you in a new light. When your children realize you're content and confident without their approval, they'll naturally begin respecting you more. You're no longer trying to earn their love. You're living authentically, and that commands admiration. If you've ever struggled with seeking validation from your kids, leave a comment below sharing how you learned to prioritize yourself. What changed for you? Your stories could inspire others to reclaim their self-worth. And if you're finding this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Golden Years Wisdom and hit the bell icon. Your support helps us continue creating content that empowers seniors to live with dignity and stronger family bonds. Stay tuned for the next strategy. It's a game changer. The fourth step to regaining your children's respect is one many seniors avoid, but it's crucial: addressing unresolved conflicts from the past. Let's face it, family dynamics are complicated. Over the years, misunderstandings, grudges, or even unspoken resentments can fester, shaping how your children see and treat you today. Ignoring these issues won't make them disappear. It'll only let bitterness grow. Let me share a story that illustrates this powerfully. A few years ago, I met a woman named Margaret, a 79-year-old grandmother who felt increasingly disrespected by her adult son. He'd roll his eyes when she offered advice, dismiss her concerns about his parenting, and even snap at her during family gatherings. Hurt and confused, Margaret blamed him for the tension. But one day, she decided to dig deeper. She sat him down and said, "I've noticed things between us aren't right. Is there something from the past that's still bothering you?" To her surprise, her son opened up about a childhood memory he'd buried for decades. When he was 12, Margaret had missed his baseball championship game because of a work commitment, a moment he'd never forgotten. He'd internalized it as a sign that she cared more about her job than him. Margaret had no idea this memory still haunted him. She apologized sincerely, explaining how much she'd regretted missing that game and how much she'd always valued his achievements. That conversation didn't fix everything overnight, but it marked a turning point. Her son began treating her with more kindness, and their relationship slowly healed. Here's the hard truth. Sometimes the disrespect we face from our children isn't about them. It's about unresolved pain they've carried for years. Maybe you were overly strict when they were young. Maybe you missed key moments in their lives. Or perhaps there were harsh words exchanged that were never properly addressed. Whatever the case, unhealed wounds can manifest as disrespect decades later. But here's the good news. It's never too late to start healing. Here's how to approach it. Initiate honest conversations. Ask your child, "Is there something from our past that's still bothering you?" Approach the discussion with curiosity, not blame. You might uncover pain points you never knew existed. Acknowledge your mistakes. If you realize you wronged them, whether through neglect, harsh discipline, or broken promises, apologize sincerely. A simple, "I'm sorry for how I handled that," can go a long way. Listen without defending yourself. Let them share their feelings without interruption. Even if you disagree, validate their emotions by saying, "I understand why that hurt you." Focus on the present. Once past wounds are addressed, shift the conversation to today. Ask, "How can we move forward in a way that works for both of us?" Forgive yourself and them. Holding on to guilt or anger only perpetuates the cycle. Forgive yourself for past mistakes and release resentment toward them. This frees both of you to rebuild. Margaret's story taught me that respect isn't just about changing their behavior. It's about addressing the roots of the problem. When you take responsibility for your role in the conflict, you model humility and maturity, which naturally commands respect. If you've ever struggled with unresolved family tensions, leave a comment below sharing how you addressed them. Did it improve your relationship? Your experiences could help others heal too. The fifth and final step to regaining your children's respect is one of the hardest but most empowering: knowing when to walk away. Let's be honest. There may come a time when, despite your best efforts, your child continues to treat you with disrespect. Whether it's through constant criticism, dismissive behavior, or outright hostility, staying in a toxic dynamic only drains your energy and erodes your self-worth. Sometimes, the most respectful thing you can do for yourself is to set emotional boundaries and protect your peace. Let me share a story that illustrates this point. A few years ago, I met a woman named Evelyn, an 84-year-old grandmother who had spent years trying to mend her relationship with her son. She had tried everything, setting boundaries, apologizing for past mistakes, even seeking family counseling, but nothing seemed to work. Her son remained distant, often lashing out at her during visits or blaming her for things that happened decades ago. Evelyn felt trapped, as though she had no choice but to endure his negativity because he was her child. One day, after yet another hurtful argument, Evelyn decided she'd had enough. She told her son, "I love you, but I can't keep having these conversations if they're going to leave me feeling this way. I need to take a step back for my own well-being." It wasn't easy. She worried it might damage their relationship further. But something surprising happened. After a few weeks of distance, her son reached out. He apologized for his behavior and admitted he hadn't realized how much his words were hurting her. That conversation marked the beginning of a healthier, more respectful relationship. Here's the truth. Walking away isn't about giving up on your child. It's about giving yourself the space to heal and reclaim your dignity. Sometimes, stepping back is the wake-up call they need to reflect on their actions. Other times, it's simply about protecting yourself from unnecessary pain. Here's how to know when and how to walk away. Recognize toxic patterns. If your child consistently disrespects you, belittles you, or makes you feel guilty for setting boundaries, it's a sign of a toxic dynamic. Pay attention to how interactions make you feel. Are you constantly drained, anxious, or hurt? Set emotional boundaries. Walking away doesn't mean cutting them out of your life entirely. It means limiting interactions that harm you. For example, if phone calls always turn into arguments, keep conversations brief and neutral. If family gatherings become tense, politely excuse yourself when necessary. Communicate your decision. Let your child know why you're stepping back. Say something like, "I value our relationship, but I need to take a break to focus on my own well-being." This sets clear expectations without shutting the door completely. Focus on self-care. Use the time apart to invest in yourself. Rediscover hobbies, connect with supportive friends, or simply enjoy moments of solitude. Prioritizing your mental health sends a powerful message. You deserve respect, even if it's from yourself. Be open to reconciliation. Walking away isn't permanent. If your child shows signs of change, like apologizing or making an effort to improve, be willing to give them another chance, but only if they demonstrate genuine respect moving forward. Evelyn taught me that protecting your peace isn't selfish. It's essential. You deserve to be surrounded by people who uplift and respect you. If your child refuses to meet you halfway, it's okay to distance yourself until they're ready to change. If you've ever struggled with setting emotional boundaries, leave a comment below sharing how you handled it. Did walking away help? Or did it lead to a breakthrough in your relationship? Your experiences could inspire others to prioritize their well-being too. And if you're finding this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Golden Years Wisdom and hit the bell icon. Your support helps us continue creating content that empowers seniors to live with dignity and stronger family bonds. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and remember, you have the power to shape your relationships and your life.